Hey Tanvie, do you remember that first Sisters in Sweat session that we did, which is almost 7 years ago now?
Yeah, how it got started, you mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, of course I remember. This is 2017 November. I was new to Bangalore and you forced me out that evening. I'm not very social. I don't like these, huge social gatherings and partying, but I'm so glad you forced me out that one evening because you introduced me to Shunali, your friend Shunali. And if you ever cross paths with Shunali, you will never forget her. She's extremely extroverted, bubbly, and very excitable. And when Swetha introduced me to Shunali as a footballer, Shunali got super excited, and I believe she was a few drinks down at that time. Yeah. But regardless, she hopped on the opportunity and said that why don't you teach me and a few of my girlfriends how to play football. And Shunali at that time was in her mid to late 30s, so her friends were around the same age as well.
Given that these girls were in their mid-30s, hadn't played sport in a very long time, I think the first thought that came to my head, putting my trainer cap on, was that, safety is going to be an issue. So let's design the session keeping that in mind and prioritizing that. And that's kind of what led to the design of the session, which is starting with a very elaborate warm-up for 30 to 40 minutes and then going into sport-specific drills.
Yeah, half an hour you took, half an hour then I had designed football drills for the ladies, keeping in mind that I just want them to have a good time, and if they learn the sport through the process, then fantastic. Yeah. And then we ended with a small five-a-side game for the ladies and then cool down at the end. And we had music running throughout the session, again, mindfully, because we just wanted them to enjoy themselves. And we thought 3 or 4 women will turn up for that very first session, and 17 women turned up. They loved the session so much that they came back to Swetha and me after and said they'd do this for us every weekend. And that's kind of what we did. And it's what we continue to do every weekend. And it's what snowballed into today, what is almost a 10,000 member strong community of active women across the country. And today we have multiple sports and events and things like that.
And it's so fitting that Shunali should be at the heart of that example. Because today's topic is active women, a key to a fitter society. And there's no better person who embodies that than Shunali. Shunali is a mum, and she has had a very, very significant impact on her household and promoting an active lifestyle within her own household, particularly on her son Dante. When Dante was growing up, he would watch his mum lace up every morning to come play football with us. After she started her Sisters in Sweat sessions, she went on and started making activity and wellness a very important part of her daily life. And Dante was able to witness this. She was also very encouraging of him participating in sport and activity.
In fact, I believe that Dante is looking to play football professionally now.
Is that right? That's crazy. I love that. But yeah, she's been living example for Dante, even in the kitchen and making mindful choices with regards to meal preps. Dante has watched his mother, and sometimes, they would get together and cook together. And while cooking, Shunali would substitute out, for example, unhealthy things for healthier options, and would talk Dante through why she was doing that. So now he's got a pretty good understanding of how to make more healthy and mindful choices as far as his own food is concerned.
Obviously now Dante's grown up seeing his mum lace up on a Sunday and go play football with her and her girlfriends. And once she also brought him to watch me play at the football stadium. We had one of our state leagues going on. And during the game, apparently, he turned to his mum and asked if boys even play football. That's so you can imagine the paradigm shift in, the kind of world that he's growing up in as opposed to the one that we grew up in.
Absolutely. And just imagine your mom was a footballer or a squash player. I don't have to imagine because my mom was a professional basketball player. So I grew up with her as my ultimate inspiration and motivation. In fact, some of my earliest memories were sitting courtside while my mom was playing badminton with boys half her age and absolutely creaming them. So
I can attest to this because her mom's actually beat me in badminton as well.
Yeah. So, that was an early memory. My mom was also incredibly supportive of me and my brother being active. She would drive us around to various training sessions for various sports that we wanted to learn when we were younger, prepared our kit bags for us, made sure there was a healthy snack for us.
Yeah, I think similar. Even though my mom's not as sporty as yours, super supportive. She's the one that drove me around for my trainings every day. She's the one that helped me find a football academy when I was 13, 14 years old, when there was no football academy in Delhi for girls. But yeah, super instrumental, and that support was important to me.
Yeah. I mean, a less pleasant memory from my childhood was early morning egg flips which my mother absolutely insisted that we had. It was her version of the egg flip, and what that was a glass of raw egg with a table or a teaspoon of vanilla essence. It was awful.
You're not the only one that went through something like this. So my mom used to force my brother and me to have palak soup. Basically, it's raw spinach soup. And if it wasn't that, then it was a bowl of sprouts, raw sprouts. And I think it was just her way of, encouraging a healthier life. And It's because both of us were super active and super sporty.
Yeah. I think my mom, played such a key role in so many choices that I made, including my career choice of being a fitness instructor, which enabled me to influence and, help a lot more people lead healthier lifestyles.
Yeah, same. I think, I'm an athlete today because of, the support of my parents for sure. I've had a football journey now, and it's brought me to this point where I've co-founded Sisters in Sweat with you, and we're in a position today to actually impact a much larger group of people because of these experiences and the support that we've had. So Swetha, can you show us some easy exercises we can do from our work desk right now?
Let's go, ladies. Hey ladies, here are some exercises you can do at your work desk. Exercise number 1, squats. Stand with your feet hip distance apart, your chest up and your core engaged. Push your hips back, touch the chair and stand right back up. 10 reps, 5 sets. Exercise number 2, plank hold on the chair. Plank hold position for anywhere from 20 seconds to 1 minute. Exercise number 3, plank hold mountain climbers. Hold the plank position and bring your opposite knee to your opposite chest. Repeat for 10 counts on each side and 5 rounds. Next exercise, tricep dips. Slide down to the edge of your chair. Tuck your palms into your glutes. Keep your back straight. Bend your elbows backwards to lower your body and push right back up. Repeat this 10 times for 5 rounds. Finally, static lunges. Get into a staggered stance with 1 foot forward and 1 foot back. Front foot flat, back foot on your toes. Bend your knees to lower your body and push back up. Ensure your back is straight and your core is engaged. Again, repeat 10 reps for 5 rounds. But I wasn't a fitness instructor all my life. I kind of detoured for a couple of years and I was in the corporate world. And that was certainly an interesting experience. But through those 2 years, and they were very hectic 2 years, I would say, work-wise, I made sure that I was actively engaged in sport. That was a priority for me. And I think that also helped me at my work in terms of being more productive, just more resilient, goal-oriented, etc.
Even for me as an athlete now, I think, I've been a footballer for over 20 years now, and the kind of life skills that I've learned through the sport, I don't think I could have learned from a textbook. Things like being goal-oriented, things like dealing with different kinds of teammates and people management, dealing with conflict management, dealing with success and failure day in and day out. I think it really has groomed me to not just being a hard worker, but also, being put in a leadership position on and off the field.
Yeah, I came across this global EY and ESPN survey of top female executives, and the survey found 94% of women in C-suite played sport at some point in their lives. That is incredible.
That's a huge stat.
Yeah, and what was also very, very interesting to see in another report, there was this very strong correlation between female leaders and increased participation in wellness programs. Participation as well as effectiveness. It goes to show that active women, even in the workspace, can really sort of influence their co-workers and the broader workspace to get more active. It's clear that active women are the key to a fitter society. So how can we enable her to get more active, whether it's in the workplace or in the home or even public spaces? For example, in the home, perhaps we can share chores a little bit more
evenly. In the workplace, I think it's important to embed an hour of wellness or fitness within her working hours, because a woman does tend to have multiple responsibilities and it's hard for her to prioritize it outside of work.
Public spaces. Can we light up our roads a little bit more so she can go out for her evening jog and feel safe?
But ladies, let's not rely on the people around us to support us for having an active lifestyle. I think it first begins with us. We need to take ownership and let's be active right now.